Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Imam Anoegrah. I come from TBIB. And katik subtitlenya Abstract. This study investigated the link between parents' educational background and students' English achievement at one senior high school in Palembang, South Sumatra, Indonesia. 108 senior high school students were involved in this study. Data were collected through a parents' educational background questionnaire and an English test. Descriptive statistic, person product, moment, correlation, and regression analysis were employed to analyze the data. The result of the person product moment correlation coefficient reveal the parents' educational background significantly correlated with the students' English achievement. Additionally, the result of the linear regressions analysis indicated there was a correlation between parents' educational background and students' English achievement, although the contribution was small and there were other factors that contribute to the students' academic achievement. Parents' educational background is important in supporting their children's English achievement. Keyword parents education. Keyword kata kunci ya. Introduction. Kalau dah usah. Ini Introduction. Education is essential for the development of society. The more educated the people of a society are, the more civilized and well disciplined the society might be. Education is also a primary need in this era of globalization. Haryanto Murboyono Muazza and Ekatina 2016 to 2016. Mukminin Rohayati Putra Habibi and Aina 2017. Education give insight, grooms the personality, inculcates moral value, acknowledge and provide skill for people who will live in a very competitive society. In every field, highly qualified people are needed. Mukminin Haryanto Mahmud. Next, however, there are several studies focusing on the problems of education in Indonesia, including Mukminin, and then who argue that there are some problems of education in Indonesia, including curriculum, budget, quality, purpose of the education, national examinations, and learning facility. This kind of problems have influenced the quality of education both in national and in international levels. For the example, also science 90 90,000 95 Indonesian has taken part consistently in every round or trend in international mathematics and science study. The results have not been satisfactory. The result of Indonesian participations in TIMSS have implied that the quality of education should become the responsibility of all parties, including government, school, and family. Family is one of the important factors in supporting the education of their children. As a unit of society, the family is obviously a major socializing agent. agent. In relation to education, English is one of the compulsory subjects in Indonesian educational system. The internal and external factors, for example, tend to influence the learners' English achievement. Ya Gobi and Risoli 20,000 20. Next, furthermore, data from Educational First English Proficiency Index also showed that the average score of Indonesian English proficiency was labeled a moderate proficiency level. And next, literature review. Parents' educational background refers to parents' higher education. That means the highest level of education attained by parents. International Standard Classification of Education (ISCED) from UNESCO has grouped 9 levels of education. They are early childhood education, primary education, lower secondary education, upper secondary education, post-secondary not tertiary education, short cycle tertiary education, bachelor's or equivalent level, master or equivalent level, doctoral or equivalent level. Parents with higher level of education are also more likely to believe strongly in their ability to help their children learn. Highly educated parents have great success in providing their children with the cognitive and language skills that contribute to early success in school. Also, it's the relationship of parents' education to their children's achievement. Motivation in academic area is mediated by parents. Belief and behavior are likely to be influenced by their educational experience. And how does parents' belief and behavior actually influence children's achievement motivation in academic area? Additionally, family characteristics such as parental income, education, and family size seem to be connected to students' achievement. Methodology, research design, and participants. In this study, we use a correlational approach to find out the link between parents, educational background, and students' English achievement. The first procedure was we identified the parents' educational background by using educational background questionnaire, and the second procedure was we gave the student test of TOEFL. The next step was we analyzed the link between the two variables through SPSS based on the result of the educational background questionnaire and TOEFL test. 108 senior high school students were involved in this study. Data were collected through a parent's educational background questionnaire and an English test. Data collection and analysis. In this study, we use questionnaire and a test as the instruments. Together, the data considering the link between parents' educational background and students' English achievement of the 12th grade students at one senior high school in Palembang, South Sumatra, Indonesia. To obtain the information about parents' educational background, we used the questionnaire from UNESCO, which was adapted by Apriana. The questionnaire consisted of parents' educational background, which was related to parents' highest education. Highest education. The questionnaire is about the level education of father and mother of the students. In scoring parents' education background, the students tracked on of their parents' educational background level, including early childhood education, primary education, lower secondary education, upper secondary education, post-secondary non-tertiary education, short cycle tertiary education, bachelor or equivalent level, master or equivalent level, and doctoral or equivalent level. Finding and discussion. Parents' educational background and students' English achievement. 108 student participants in this study. The descriptive statistical analysis of parents' educational background for the participants indicated that the maximum score was 8 and the lowest score was 1. And the mean score of parents' educational background for the participant was, and the standard deviation. This mean score indicated education. It was revealed that from the questionnaire that 9 levels of parents' educational background were all perceived by the students with different numbers. Primary education, or SD, was as the least perceived level, and bachelor or equivalent level was as the most perceived for both father and mother educational background categories. The result of normality test and linearity test. Influence of parents' educational background and student English achievement. And then conclusion. The current study investigated the correlation between parents' educational background and students' English achievement at one senior high school in Palembang, South Sumatra, Indonesia. Based on the result of the person study, we found that parents' educational background were significantly correlated with students' English achievement. The category of correlation was fair. Additionally, the linear regressions analysis showed that parents' educational background 70 and 6% significantly influence the dependent variable. Students' English achievement. In short, the total contribution of parents' educational background and students' English achievement showed a significant link, although the contribution was small, suggesting that there were other factors that could contribute to their students' English achievements, such as school, teachers, friends, and environment. Okay, thank you very much. If I have many mistakes, I want to say sorry. And then wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.